Hey y'all, this is your girl Tonetta or Tony. Welcome to the video today. Today I'm actually talking about the truth about caregiver guilt and how to handle it. So of course, again, I'm Tonetta. I'm a social worker, 25 plus years now, certified life coach as well. So like I said, I want to welcome you all to this video. I just actually finished doing a caregiver support group, and that's what I do for my job. I facilitate caregiver support groups. And some things, of course, come up all the time. And guilt is one of the things that comes up almost every single group that I do. I do 11 of them a month, so I know it comes up a lot. So like I said, let's go ahead and get into this, y'all, because I know there are some other caregivers who are out there dealing with guilt and trying to figure out how to lessen it. I just want to let you know that guilt itself, the feeling of guilt, the emotion of guilt, it never fully goes away for anybody, whether you're a caregiver or not. I hate to say that, but like I said, somebody has to tell you that. So I definitely, because I tell the caregivers I work with the same thing as well. It never goes away, but you can lessen it. You can lessen the effects that it has on your life, your mental, your physical, and your emotional. You can lessen it. So like I said, I hope that this video will help you with lessening some of that guilt, so that you won't beat yourself up all the time, because I know how that can feel. So like I said, definitely the guilt. Feeling that you did not do something right. Feeling that you didn't do enough today. I know there's a lot of times, a lot of caregivers do always talk about how they feel like they didn't do something right. They forgot the medication, or they couldn't give their loved one a bath because the loved one was fighting and didn't want the bath. They didn't give them the right food today, or the loved one wouldn't eat the right food. So then they feel guilty about that. Or I didn't do enough today. I should have did this. I should have did this more. I should have did that more. Let me just tell you that you're doing the best that you can do. Like I said, you're beating yourself up over something that you're only doing the best that you can do with the tools that you have at this present time. And I know we all beat ourselves up about things, whether you're a caregiver or not, but I'm talking to the caregivers out there. We have got to learn how to stop beating ourselves up a lot about those types of things. There's only so much that you can do with the time that you have, with the resources that you have, with the items that you have in your house. So like I said, let's talk about this. Just know that you're not failing at anything. You're not doing anything wrong. You are doing the best that you can, even if it feels like you are failing. You're not failing at all. It may feel that way, but you're not. Like I said, we have to make those simple mindset shifts just to let ourselves know that we're doing the best that we can, and just know that. Like I said, every caregiver feels guilt. You're not alone. Like I said, I do 11 support groups a month, and I can't tell you how many times guilt comes up in every single support group. And this has been for the last several years I've been doing these groups. Just know that you're not alone, especially if you don't know anybody else that's around you as a caregiver, that type of thing. Just know that you're not alone. They all feel this way. Even though I was not a full-time, the number one caregiver, I was number two several times. And I have had guilt as well, so I know exactly how you feel. But just know that you're only doing what you can do with the resources that you got right now. So let's talk about these, like I said, why we all have this guilt and what's going on with it. First, the first thing I always know, and I always realize, that is always from unrealistic expectations. You're only one person. A lot of caregivers, of course, I can't say a lot. There are some caregivers who do not have the family or friend support that they need to, of course, care for their loved ones, so they're doing everything by themselves. And they feel like they should be able to do everything like a Wonder Woman or a Superman or wherever the case may be, and that is not the case. Like I said, you're only one person. But if you have that support, that is a blessing. Keep that support. But like I said, for those who don't, it's unrealistic expectations. You can't do everything by yourself and on your own. Even though you're trying, you're doing the best that you can, but just know you need support at some point. Another thing, comparing yourself to others. You may see, like I said before, somebody down the street or somebody else that you know has a big family, and they're all chipping in. They're all offering support. They're offering respite care to give the main caregiver a break and all those types of things. Everybody's situation is not going to be the same, and it's not the same. So like I said, that's something that we have to realize, that comparing yourselves to others will definitely be a big downfall, mentally and physically. Because like I said, you have no idea what resources, what time, what financial resources, what familial and family or church resources that other family has. You only have what you got and that you're working with, and that's okay. But like I said, comparing ourselves to others, that is a big downfall for us as well. And like I said, trying to be Superman or Superwoman. We can't do it all by ourselves, even though you're trying, even though I've seen many people try, you can't do it all by yourself. And just know that, like I said, that's a few of the reasons why we experience really, really bad guilt about the things that we couldn't do during the day, or the things that we forgot, or the things we feel like we're doing wrong at, and those types of things. Just know that everybody's situation is different, and that's okay. You're not failing. You're doing what you can with the tools that you have right now. And when I think about guilt, to me, that means that you care a lot for the person that you're caring for. Whether it's a God-given duty or whether it's a duty that you feel that you must do, like I said, you're doing the best that you can. And that means that you care for that person. Otherwise, you wouldn't be there. Like I said, I got 3 things I want you to tell yourself next time that you're feeling that the guilt is taking over and that you just can't think of anything else and that you're putting yourself in a rut and being hard on yourself. Think about these 3 things. The first thing is to reframe, like I just said, the self-talk that you're telling yourself. The I can't do this, the I can't do that, I forgot this, I'm bad, I'm not a good person. Reframe that. Like I said before, tell yourself that you're doing the best that you can with the resources that you've gotten, and that is definitely the God-given truth. You can only do what you can do as a person. If you don't know something, you don't know how to do something, yes, you can learn those things, but in that moment, you may not know that. You're only doing what you can with the information and the resources that you have. And you have to work off that until you learn more information or learn more skills or tactics or whatever the thing is going to be. Like I said, you're only doing what you can. You're doing the best that you can. Never forget that. And just number 2, I'm a social worker, but like I said, been a social worker over 25 years now. And I know how important it is for caregivers to ask for help. Like I said, I was the second person in line for a lot of different folks, family and friends that I care for in the past. And like I said, we have to ask for help. I was asked to come relieve people and to watch this person while the main caregiver went to do whatever it was for my mom and for my father-in-law. And like I said, those are things we have to ask for that help. Don't just sit there and struggle and struggle and struggle, even if it's the neighbor that you may have to drum up a relationship with. I'm not trying to tell you to be fake or that kind of thing at all, but sometimes we have to start getting out and getting to know people in order for those people to, of course, help us at some point. Other family that you may have, friends that you may have. Some folks may go to church. Some folks may have arts and craft classes. Some folks may want to help and may want to be your friend, that kind of thing. Like I said, reach out to people, especially if you have their number, their email, or you're reaching out to them on Facebook or wherever you're going to reach out to them at. Like I said, reach out for that support. And even if you don't have those kind of support systems, because I know many caregivers who don't, or they don't have adult kids either. Just know that if you have the funding, you can always, of course, hire a caregiver or pay somebody, like I said, pay somebody to come in for respite care, to watch your loved one while you get that break. And then the last thing, the number 3, take short breaks if you can. But I can't say if you can, I'm sure you can take a minute break every day. I'm sure of that. Take that break. If your loved one is laying down, they're resting, they're in the chair watching TV or whatever it is, take the break for yourself. You don't have to leave and go somewhere, but just go to the place in your house to have your little quiet in your downtime. Even if that's into your room, or even if that's at the dining room table or the living room table or wherever it's at, to have your down moment, to breathe some, to whether stretching, doing some exercise, that type of thing. Find those little small breaks that you can throughout your day. Yes, I'm sure you could take a minute a few times a day. And please get that minute in. That self-care, those types of things are very important. I talk about that all the time. And I'm sure I beat the caregivers I talk to across the head a lot with self-care. All these things are self-care. Whether it's a self-talk, whether it's the asking for help or taking the breaks, they're all some form of self-care. And don't forget that you are, like I said, you are important as well. So you have to have those self-care moments too. So like I said, I didn't want to have this video going so long, but I just want to make sure that you know that you're showing up and that's enough. And to be kind to yourself. Just know that there's other folks who did not show up. And you're the one that's showing up. You're the one that's doing your best. And that, like I said, that is enough for you to get through your day. And to know that you're doing the best job that you can with the resources and the tools that you got. So like I said, definitely be kind to yourself out there, caregivers. Again, this is Tonetta your social worker here. So like I said, definitely take care of y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. And let me know in the comments if you're a caregiver and if this video has helped you in some type of way. And if there's something else that you want to hear about caregiving or anything in that realm, like I said, definitely let your girl know in the comments. So peace out, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video.